Hiya. So I haven't eaten anything yet, but I just thought I'd do a I've just been feeling a bit bloated recently, and I thought I'd do like just a little comparison video of my old trousers in comparison to my new trousers at the moment. I'll just compare them and then I'll wear them to see how much they are different on me. Hiya, so it's not a tremendous amount difference, but you can see, so the old ones were size 16s and my ones that I wear all the time now are size 14s, so there's a bit of difference here in the waist. There's not a tremendous amount, and but these 16s, when I used to wear them, were so I'll just switch it because I keep doing it the wrong way around. These 16s, when I used to wear them, were really tight on me. In terms of, I'm pretty sure I was a 18, not a 16 at all, really. And the reason why I wanted to lose the weight was that I couldn't fit into them anymore, and well, only just, and they were the only trousers that fitted me at all. So I used to have to wash them overnight, so I could wear them the next day if I wanted to wear any clothes, which obviously I did. And so also over here I've got where they used to rub together, where I wore away the inside of my jeans, and obviously you can see the the 14s are very they're old, just as old. Well, not just as old, but I've worn them just as much as I wore these, and there's absolutely no degradation on the inside of the thighs, so my thighs must not rub together at all anymore. When I first started losing weight, I thought it was all about my tummy, and it wasn't until I started losing weight that all the weight came off my thighs, and I didn't even realise how big my thighs were previous to that point. And suddenly I'd got really slim thighs, and I couldn't work out, I just didn't even realise they were that big. But you can see here very much that the thighs been proper stretched out. The thigh parts of this of these here is probably more than the top half, so there's way more space in those. And also, if I undo, you can really see how it's stretched it. You can really see how it's kind of pulled from these parts here, how I must have really had to squeeze myself into these. And the thighs are huge, absolutely massive. Just never realised how big my thighs were. There's a video my dad took of me washing the car with the kiddies, and I can really just see how big my thighs were. Again, I always thought it was about my belly, but I think my thighs were huge. So yeah, I'm going to put these trousers on now and then show you how they fit on me now. We'll see how this goes and whether I've got in the right position. But yeah, you can see that there's so much material on the side and around the knees. There's a lot of material, and I remember this feeling. This pair of trousers felt skin tight. Now around the top, I can feel that there isn't. It feels a bit weird to me because there's not actually like it's not like they're falling down. I can pull them out to and there's loads of space if I pull them to put, I can, but they sort of shrink in to the size of my belly at the moment, so it always makes me feel a little bit, have I actually lost any weight? But I remember actually these being tight across to my belly. I remember them fitting like you'd put them on and then they would just about fit. So I know that they've obviously got a bit of stretch to them that I would have taken advantage of. So there's quite a lot of space there around the tops of my trousers. But it's this bit that really was like, wow, there's a lot of space. And obviously my bottom as well, there's a lot of space in there. So I keep these trousers and every now and again just put them on, just to remind myself kind of how far, a huge thighs, how far I've come, and just how far, and I'll keep them, you know, just to remind me where I was, because I think sometimes when you lose weight, not only do you forget how far you've come, you over time you sort of forget you're even there ever. And I think sometimes you've got to be careful to remind yourself why you did it in the first place, so that your brain doesn't play tricks on you and say, well, you know, why do you have to eat healthy? What is this all about? Like, you know, why are you doing this? And so I suppose for me, I have to have a little bit of me remembering where I was, so that it reminds me of why I'm doing what I'm doing, so that I don't end up back there. Because I think at my heaviest, I remember, I think I was 13.5 stone with Slimming World. But I remember the first time I felt, which is when I could only just squeeze into these, and I'd made a decision that actually I have to actually do something about it, instead of trying to lose a few pounds here and there and not succeeding. I needed to actually do something that was actually going to solve it. And I was 190 pounds at that point. When these trousers, I remember, you know, just thinking, this is just insane. I can't just have one pair of trousers that I need to wash over and over to be able to fit into. This is just crazy. It just felt so trapping. So yeah, I was 190 pounds, and now I'm 10 stone 11, which is 151 pounds. So that's just under 40 pounds. I think that's right. And it's not a huge amount. You know, there's lots of people that lost more, and I know I wasn't super huge, but I felt ginormous. I felt absolutely massive. I felt my tummy especially was, I mean, that's why I've still got a bit of a tummy now. You know, my tummy still sticks out, and I think there's a bit of me that would really like that tummy and this kind of extra flab I've got here. I would really quite like that to just go eventually, and I think that's why there's a bit of me wanting to push to get to the 10 stone mark, just to lose another 11 pounds. And there's also just a small amount of back flab I've got, which I'd quite like to lose as well, just to save me being in that mentality where I'm always slightly pudgy. And I think I'd like to not be in the pudgy range anymore, just to remind myself that I don't have to be there. I mean, obviously I never really want to get super skinny, because I'd feel vulnerable then. I'd rather be kind of muscular and capable than super skinny. But I'd also like to lose the kind of, what it was termed as the fupa, the fat upper pubic area, which I remember looking up and thinking, because I used to have, that's another reason here actually, thinking about it, I used to have a huge one of those, which was quite prominent here, and this bit here is quite big for that. It was quite, you know, I had it sort of from that area up round. That's kind of, you know, as if I was pregnant still. And I think that would be nice to be a lot less. I mean, it is a lot less now, but yeah. Anyway, these are my trousers that help me remind myself why I made the choices I make today. And then I'm going to make myself a hot drink now, I think, and probably have a glass of water, because I feel like maybe the reason why I've been so bloated recently is just I haven't been drinking enough water. So I think I'm going to try and kind of up that a little bit. I mean, I usually have maybe a pint of water a day. It's usually kind of towards the end of the day I'll have a pint of water because I start feeling thirsty, and the rest of the time is decaffeinated coffees. But I might try and just maybe have 2 pints of water a day, like one in the morning and one later on, just try and increase it a little bit just to help me out there, to save me feeling quite so bloated in the tummy. Alright, see you in a bit, guys. See you when I eat something. Bye. Hiya. So I'm just making some porridge. One healthy extra B, 4 sins for 4 prunes, and some almond milk. I feel a little bit overwhelmed today. A lot of washing up to do, and not a lot of inclination to do it. And my daughter's not feeling very well. I think she's got a bad cold, you know, she feels all achy and such. So it's like, you right? No, she's not well. Right, see you in a bit. So it reminds me, when days are like this, reminds me why I do what I do to make sure that I am well, I am healthy, I eat to nourish myself, and I sleep and I take care of myself. I don't, you know, I take it slow because I feel the need to be functional at all times. I feel the need to be able to do anything whenever. So that's why I end up, I think that's why I'm grateful that, no, that's why I need to do, that's why I need to make sure I'm eating well, that's why I need to make sure I'm sleeping well, that's why I need to make sure that I'm washing every day, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm, you know, all of these things that we need to do as self-care. That's why I need to do those things, so that those days where you're not feeling very up for it, up for life in general, but then suddenly your daughter's ill and you need to be very functional, you can. So, well, when my daughter's not very well, and I need to be functional, I can, even though I don't want to. And I need to be able to just be capable at all times, which is why I appreciate having that little bit more energy from eating the way I do now. So, appreciate it. And now I'm going to eat my breakfast with my prunes and my oats and my spices. which are 1 healthy extra B and 4 sins for my prunes. Alright, see you in a bit. There's my breakfast. I've just chopped up the prunes and just cooked them in. Oh, I forgot to add chopped apple. I'm going to have chopped up apple in it as well. Oh yeah, I'm just going to have a satsuma. See you in a bit. Oh yeah, I've just popped to Sainsbury's. Just grabbed some the sweet potato bhajia. They're 2.5 sins, so I'm feeling pretty low today. I don't know why. Particularly, I don't know whether it's because I haven't done as much walking as I would normally do because I'm not going back and forth with the kids. I don't know if it's my, but you know, I've done exercise in different other ways, you know, and about and stuff. But I don't know, just felt a bit flat, and a bit like I just want to find somewhere to hide and stay there. I'm gonna eat these, and then I'm gonna carry on. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye. I'm just going to have some of these satsumas. I've already had one, so I'll probably just have I don't know, 2 or 3 I think. Yeah, so I've had a banana. I experimented with just putting a bit of Marmite on the banana, but it's a little bit weird. It's not quite as nice as like toast Marmite and banana.
Once you wanted to make me.
So yeah, I'm just making some potatoes and potato chips and carrot chips for my evening meal to go with the leftover chilli. Hello. So yeah, just letting you know what I've eaten so far. See you in a bit. Hi. So I don't know why exactly. Well, I think I do know why. My boy wanted a sandwich because he saw his dad have a sandwich, and I said that he could have a sandwich from the shop. So I went. It's wrong time of night to go taking children to the shop. But basically, I ended up buying them some, like, they were prawn cocktail shell, like a sort of a big bag of crisps, like sort of like Skips, but in like a sharing bag, and those crisps used to be something that I used to eat a lot of. There was a variety which was I'll show you actually what they are. So just over here, they're these things. The prawn cocktail shells, Sainsbury's ones. I've written Gaia on hers so that they don't spike. So that, I used to get those. Bit embarrassing really for me to say, really, I think. But I used to get those prawn cocktail shells, and I used to get like some cheese ball type of things as well, like, so you know, like what's it's but in a ball shape. And I used to eat a lot of those, and they used to be really hard for me to not eat, in terms of, even if they were the kids, I would eat them, you know, I would really struggle on eating them. And so then when they wanted them, I normally had said, for the last 6 months or so, I had said no, I'm not eating those, I'm not buying them. But this time I said yes, and I thought, is this a really bad mistake? This is a really bad idea to bring these, and my son wanted some custard creams, some basics, Sainsbury's custard creams, which again, biscuits used to be a thing I used to eat plentiful amounts of, and I did wonder whether I'd made a bad choice. And you know, there's like 3 stages of binging, and well, in my head there's like 3 stages of about to binge. So there is thinking about eating the food, there's buying the food, and then there's having the food in front of you within like arm's distance, and then I suppose there's the 4th one, which is actually eating the food. So I felt like I'd got to like number 3 of it, where they were there, right there, and I could eat them, and I thought, is this the day that it doesn't happen? But I you know, it doesn't happen to plan, and I was scared. But actually, I think my brain chemistry and the way my brain works, has developed enough for me to have got some tools in place. So I think, first of all, I knew that they were my children's food, which in the past hasn't helped. But for some reason this time it did. They're all my children's food, that's not mine, it's not mine to eat. I knew I had an evening meal to prepare for myself. It was only putting some chips in or pasta to go with the chilli, so it wasn't a large amount of cooking for me. But I haven't eaten any of their food. So there's basically now stuff in this house that would previously be tricky for me. There's also these cream crackers, which aren't really a big deal, but when my daughter would like those with some margarine at some point, or my son would like some with cheese, and at the moment they're closed packet, but when they're opened and they've got butter on, I might struggle. But I feel confident, because those prawn cocktail shell crisps were really one of those things I would eat a lot of. So I reckon if I can do that, I can do lots of other things. So I have now made myself this meal, which is gherkins and pickled onions. I've got the chilli from the other day, and I've got potato and carrot chips. Trying to be a bit more aware of when I decide not to have speed, and I sort of think, well, why aren't you deciding to have speed? What? I have some speed food as well. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm trying to be good and have not good. I'm trying to be true to the plan and make sure when I have chips, I'm also having some speed in there as well, which is why the other day I had gherkins and tomatoes. So today I'm having carrots with them. I've also got like a little corn patty, and I can't remember how many sins Tess said they were. I think they're about 1 sin each. Can't remember. So I know at the moment I've got 4 sins from this morning's breakfast. I've got 2 sins somewhere. There's 2.5 sins, wasn't it, from my sort of sweet potato bhaji things, which was 4, and so 6.5. So this is 1 sin, take me to 7.5. I can't remember anything else I've had that would be sins. I think that's just it. But I'm just going to take some time, calm down. Well, not calm down, but just like, just chill out and remind myself, because I'm kind of now, it's been a little while since I've been faced with the foods that I would binge on, and yeah, I'm kind of better off now because I use my sins now for not those types of foods, so it's not, I'm not even going to eat it because I don't use my sins for those foods. Whereas previous to this point I might have measured out an amount, you know, and then that's fatal. So I'm kind of pleased now I use my sins for those other foods. So I think I'm on 7.5 sins, and I'm going to watch the rest of Jane Day's Saturday upload. Alright, see you in a little bit. I think my children are arguing. I'll go and check them out. See you in a bit. Oh yeah, I'm just having some grapes. I'm going to have a hot drink, and then I'm going to carry on tackling the washing up. See you in a bit. Hello, I've just made myself a hot drink. I am having a Satsuma. I really enjoyed the Satsumas earlier. I had some more delivered on the order. I can eat clementines and mandarins, but I very much enjoy Satsumas. So, but occasionally, like depending on the season and that, you can't really get hold of Satsumas. But Satsumas are quite tend to be kind of, as the Christmassy time starts to get closer, we end up getting more Satsumas in the shops, don't we? So I am taking advantage of Satsuma season because I love Satsumas so much. And obviously they're really, really, really useful speed food. So as my nectarines now are out of season, which I'm pretty sad about, really. Not really that sad, but you know, I do miss them. And having that for a period of time where you could get 4 nectarines for £1.50 from Sainsbury's, I ate a lot of nectarines. So I am moving my speed food obsession onto Satsumas at the moment, I think. So yeah, that's a really long and convoluted way around of saying I'm having a Satsuma. So I will catch you in a bit. I'm just going to reply to some of my comments that you have very kindly posted on my videos, which is very nice. It helps me feel I'm not by myself in all this, so it's a really nice positive way of me focusing on why I'm doing what I'm doing, and the reasons why to find further reasons to carry on doing it. So I'll see you in a bit when I next eat something. Bye. Oh yeah, so kiddies are in bed. I'm going to stay up a little bit later just to get some washing up done, just a bit of blitzing around the kitchen. I'm not going to be like intense about it. I'll just put my headphones on and just watch some YouTube until I can't be bothered anymore, and off I go to bed. But I've just made myself a snack to have just before I start that, and I've got 35 grams of Edam for Healthy Extra A. So it's 2 Healthy Extra A's I've used today. I've got 11 pecan nuts, which is 1 Healthy Extra B. So it's 2 Healthy Extra B's I've had today. Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, I had some porridge this morning. I've had, and then 7.5 sins I think so far, aren't I? But I don't think I'll use any more sins today. I don't think there's any reason to use any more sins because I'll have this snack. Most I'll probably have is another hot drink. Maybe it's Satsuma, but I can't think of anything else because I'm usually by this point totally happy. So I'm just going to sit, have this snack, and then get some washing up done. I haven't put any speed in here, but just because I like cheese and grapes, and it's a snack, and I think I'm okay with it being grapes. I could chop up some apple to put in there, but today I've chosen to put some grapes in there, so because cheese and grapes is very good. And as we all know, it's important to enjoy what you're eating. There's no point in restricting yourself unnecessarily, especially when you can have this stuff. If it's not ready yet, it's not a big deal, and I'm sure I'll survive. Okay, bit melodramatic. Right, I'm going to eat this and then get some washing up done. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.